Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So, I'm going to talk about a topic, an attribute that's a Christ-like attribute. But before I get into that, I would like to talk about my online course that's 12 weeks long, and it starts June 24th and it goes to September 9th. And it is a class that is for everybody ages 18 on up that is wanting to grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Whether you feel like you're stuck, maybe you feel like you're living the mundane life day in and day out, not really having a purpose or not knowing what your purpose is. And or maybe you have childhood trauma that you're stuck in and these emotions and you're not knowing how to process through them. Maybe you're dealing with anger or depression, suicidal thoughts. I've been there. I've been bitter. I've been in a dark place for 30 plus years, not knowing how to move forward. And I literally hit rock bottom when I literally felt like Christ got me. I surrendered, and when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and believe you me, I was ready. I had done the same thing over and over, expecting different results, and it wasn't working. And so I surrendered. I surrendered and I told God, okay, you're going to just have to show me what this looks like because I don't know how. And so that's exactly what I did. And it didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a 2-day process, a 2-week process, a 2-month process. I am going on 9 years of not having depression and suicidal thoughts. To me, that is miraculous. I didn't think that would ever be a possibility for me, but it is because of the tools that I have been able to implement these last several years. And you know what? The work is never done. The work that you put into yourself is never done. It's just you keep going, and it's a beautiful thing. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of sacrifice, and it takes a lot of drive and motivation. And I talk about those things and how to get there. And every week we have an hour to an hour and a half video training live, talking with like-minded people. And then I have a homework that goes with each week. And then each week you get a 15-minute online or live call with me. And we get to reach or talk about your targeted goal areas. So click on the link below if that is something that interests you. Okay, enough of that. I invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And also, I also encourage you to share this channel with others because daily I share a positive message. And today once a week I read these talks that I've recently listened to by great men. And there's a talk that's called Integrity and a Christ-like Attribute. And it is by a gentleman by the name of Jack N. Gerard. And I'm going to put the link in here as well because he goes into depth, and I am just going to share just a tiny little nugget here and there of what he talked about. But it is so important that if you want to take the time to listen to the beautiful words he spoke, go ahead and click on that link. So he talked about integrity. And when we have integrity, that means we have integrity with God, we have integrity with ourselves and others outside ourselves. And it just kind of reminds me, it's like love and forgiveness. If we don't have it for ourselves, we can't have it for others outside ourselves. So these are attributes to develop within ourselves so that we can move forward in a healthy manner. So there was a talk that I listened to a long time ago, and I cannot remember who gave the talk, but he talked about the importance of telling the truth. Because when we lie, when we tell one little lie, it changes our whole body on a cellular, molecular structure. On all levels, it changes our body. So it's so important to be able to tell the truth, because when we lie, it affects us physically on a spiritual level, physical level, emotional, mental, all of it. And so it's important to be able to have integrity. And what is integrity? To me, integrity is being honest with yourself at all times when no one's watching. Say you are committed. You're trying to get off of sweets. Okay, I'm just using sweets as an example because sugar is so addicting. Most people are addicted to sugar, can't get enough, and it is an addiction just as strong, if not stronger, than cocaine. So, sugar is an addiction, and say you commit to yourself that you are going to you have this candy bowl at your home on the counter, and you're just going to commit to eating one piece a day to satisfy that craving that sweet tooth craving that we all have. And so you are committed to just having one a day. Well, you pass by that candy bowl and you've already had your one piece. But hey, nobody's looking, nobody's home, in fact. You're the only one home. And who would notice that you had another piece of candy? So having integrity is being honest when no one's looking and doing your best, right? And so integrity is important. When we have integrity, we are able to draw closer to God, and we are able to attain our goals a lot easier. And integrity is just something that keeps us on track. So nobody can do it for us. Nobody can help us achieve the goals that we want in life. To stay committed, it takes integrity. Integrity, being honest with yourself. Because if we cheat ourselves out now, we might not know it next week from now, or a month, or 3 months, or 3 years from now. But I guarantee you, 10 years, 20 years, not staying committed and having that integrity, it will show. So it's just something that I can work on, we can all work on, is integrity. And what are we doing to develop our integrity? Simple. Create goals. Create goals spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Work on all these levels together. One little thing in each category each day. Commit to being a better person. And integrity is being honest with yourself, taking an evaluation at the end of the day when you're like, hey, how did I do with my goals? It's the end of the day. How did I do? And a lot of times we want to make ourselves look good and go, I did pretty good, when deep down we know that we didn't put enough effort, or the effort that we could have put into it. So integrity is amazing, and it just helps us move forward. Be honest with yourself. Be willing to look past the things that hold you back, and be willing to take a good hard look and see what it is that is holding you back, and call it out. Call it out. Maybe you have some procrastination. And when you're taking an evaluation at the end of the day and you tell yourself, you know what, I procrastinated, and I could have done this, but I didn't. That is integrity. Integrity is, even though integrity isn't always like good, integrity is always being honest with yourself of where you're at. And a lot of people want to say, hey, everything's good, or, life is good and I don't have to worry about that. That's their problem. I don't really have to worry about so much. But honestly, we're cheating ourselves. If there's always room for growth and improvement, no matter where we find ourselves on the scale. And that's just something that we can do, is a self-evaluation at the end of the day to show integrity of where we're at. So integrity is in so many areas of our lives, but I'm talking about our choices that we make when nobody is around. We know we've made commitments. God knows our commitments to Him and covenants that we've made to Him. And we know the commitments and covenants that we've made with ourselves. And so when we allow ourselves to work at these, and then to call out if we haven't, towed the line, or if we haven't followed through with what we've committed to do, we can't get away with not doing it. God always knows, and God always knows, and we know. We know when we are not doing what we've committed to do. So be honest with yourself. Integrity isn't a hard thing, but when we are not honest with ourselves, we can't be honest with God or others around us. Same thing. If we're not honest with God, there's no way we're honest others and ourselves. So it's a hand-in-hand thing. We can be committed to living into integrity, living into the who it is that we truly are. So integrity is living. Another thing is that's huge with integrity is living into our true authentic self, not being swayed by one person or another. So I'm going to share an experience where I didn't have integrity. Okay, I decided to go shopping with some friends, and I showed up at one of my friends' homes, and they looked at me up and down and they said, "Tell me you're not wearing that." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, why? What's wrong with this? This is what I wear all the time. Well, mostly is, t-shirt, pants, and tennis shoes. That's my style, right?" And they're like, "Oh, no, no, no. We're gonna go dress you up. So come to my closet," and they had me try on different things. Well, I'll tell you what, those clothes that I wore that night were not my style. It was not me. And I just felt uncomfortable. I mean, honestly, I just had to say, who am I? What? and and to top it off, I'm a tennis shoe wearer. I was in heels for 4 to 6 hours. It was a long time. We had, you know, had a night on the town, and I was in high heels and I was miserable. My feet hurt. I was uncomfortable, and I just didn't feel myself the entire time. From that day on, I had decided I will not let anybody tell me, that how I'm doing things are wrong. That is not staying true to yourself. We all have our personalities. We all have uh, are things that identify us. So living into your true authentic self, when you feel off in here, you're off track. And that's what our emotions. If we're just Our emotions are key, and emotions are so good. Even the negative emotions, it's so important to stay in tune to these negative emotions because it lets us know when we're off track. And when we are having integrity, we are living into our identity and our purpose and what it is we are here to do. And when we are committed to allowing ourselves to grow and to get out of our comfort zone, even to find out exactly who it is we are. So many people that I talk to that are older, that are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, they have not allowed themselves to get to know who they are, what their interests are, what their life mission and purpose is. We all have a life mission and purpose that no one can fulfill but us. And so it's important to be committed to ourselves in living into our purpose and our mission and knowing our full identity. And when we are learning and have that desire to know exactly what our identity is, then we are living into integrity and living up to that, right? Knowing and actually living and doing is two different things. We can know exactly what it is our mission and purpose is, but if we aren't doing anything about it, then how is that going to help? How is that going to help us or anybody around us? So we are here to bless the lives of others around us. We are here to share the light of Christ. So what is it that you can do? So God bless, and I want you to remember to follow the links in the messages below, in the comments below, and go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we'll be talking to you later. Bye.